Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all keeping well and staying safe. This week just seems to have just gone on for forever really, and so much has happened in the last week that I thought I would do a bit of an update. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy, so you'll have to bear with me. So the most significant thing that happened last week was I had some surgery on to repair a gap in my abdominal muscles. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. That had probably been there from when I had my daughter, so a long time, and that had been causing me problems, a variety of problems, which I won't go into because it's not about my AS, but it obviously has affected it. So I looked into sort of various treatment options, and at the moment, because of the fact that everything in the NHS has had to be put on hold, the waiting list even to see somebody before we even got treatment was really long. So I made the decision to go privately, to have a private consultation, and spoke to a surgeon and sort of looked at my options, and I decided to go ahead and have the surgery to repair that, in the hope that it will collectively help with some of the issues that was causing me. And as you know, I used to work for the NHS. I never thought I would think about going privately. But for me, it seemed like the most sensible thing to do, because at the moment, I'm fairly well. At the moment, COVID is sort of fairly manageable in the rest of the country. And I just felt that if I left this to get some treatment in, probably wouldn't even be this year, looking at the waiting lists, that I felt that potentially I would need treatment at a time where I maybe wasn't well, or there may be more infections. And I just thought, for me to try and control a bit of this, that if I pay privately, I could choose when I go in and just control a little bit more. So that's what I did on Wednesday. So there'll be a little bit of footage of that, but I won't bore you too much, and I'll probably put that in now. Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm not at home, I'm in hospital. I have just had an operation, so this is me. I will update you more when I get back, because at the moment I'm just feeling pretty rubbish. I'm hooked up to a drip and drains and all sorts, so it's not pretty. So I hope you are all doing well, and I will see you very soon when I am feeling a bit brighter. Bye for now. Right, look at his red stockings on. And then this is my room. I've got a little ensuite. It's my bed, I'm all packed up. Definitely looking better today. No oxygen, no drip. Hopefully going home. So that was my stay in hospital. I was in for 2 nights, and I have to say, everybody was lovely. It was painful, as any sort of surgery is. So now I've been at home for a couple of days, and things, touch wood, are going all right, and I hope to regain some of my core stability, which will help with my back pain and various other things. So at the moment I still have my lovely Ted stockings on as I'm waggling my feet. to prevent any blood clots, and I still have not a compression bandage, but around my middle, just to restrict my movement. I'm having to walk with a stoop, which is a bit difficult, and obviously getting up, sitting down, lying down, all that I'm having to be really careful with. Sorry, I'm just going to move you a little bit. So in terms of that affecting my ankylosing spondylitis, obviously I've had to come off my anti-TNF injections because I needed my immune system to be up and running. So I've had to stop those. So my pain levels for my joints has gone up, which is to be expected. It was the same when I had my COVID vaccination. And obviously walking with a stoop to protect the incision is affecting my back. So, you know, it's not long term. So I'm just sort of grinning and bearing it. I'll just get some water because I'm really dry. But today is Monday, so we are now Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days in. I've been back to see my consultant this morning. I can't drive for 2 weeks, and I probably won't go out of the house for at least sort of this week. So I've had my dressing change, it's all looking good. It's looking a bit red, it's looking a bit warm, so they've given me a course of antibiotics just in case. But it's all looking good. So that was sort of last week, and that was, you know, that was a really big decision to make, and part of me was thinking, am I making the right decision? You know, I'm not unwell, what do I do? And I've spent a long time debating it, but I think from my point of view I've made the right decision, and I've also sort of tried to make the right decision at the right time for me. So watch this space. So at the moment I'm not really doing a lot. Obviously I've got my pillows to prop me up a bit, and yeah, so that was last week, and today is Monday the 21st of June, and our COVID restrictions were meant to be lifting today. Woo! And obviously they haven't, and that's probably a good thing. You know, we have got this Delta variant and cases were rising, and really from my point of view, you know, I'm quite happy not mixing with everybody still. Even though I've had both my vaccines, I'm just, you know, very conscious that I could still get it, I could still be ill. So the fact that the sort of the end of the restrictions hasn't happened today, you know, isn't going to affect me personally massively. And, you know, if we've got to delay it by 4 weeks, then, you know, I guess, you know, somebody has to make that decision. And, you know, I think it was more around, you know, like nightclubs and things that I don't go to anyway. So, and obviously with my surgery, I was having to isolate prior to my surgery date, because obviously it's a COVID-free hospital that I went to. So, yeah, so maybe, you know, things are a little bit different today because the restrictions haven't been lifted, but a lot of the restrictions have been. So, and there is talk that maybe those restrictions will be lifted a bit sooner. So watch this space. So at the moment, that is me. So it's not going to be a very exciting week in terms of I'm not out and about doing stuff. I'm just really recuperating from my op. And I was going to tell you something else and I can't think what it was. No. Yeah, it'll probably come to me and I'll probably have to tack it on the end. But yeah, the surgery was a big thing. But, you know, we're through that. And now I just have to get through my recovery. So I hope you have enjoyed this little update. I'm sorry it's a bit vague and a bit higgledy-piggledy, but I will try and interspace it in with other bits and bobs. And I will let you know how I'm getting on. But now we're on day 5 and things seem to be going all right. So take care of yourselves and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.